Hello everyone, welcome to another live card making session with me. I missed you guys the last couple of days. I've been wanting to create, but I haven't really had the time to do it. I've been trying to catch up on some other stuff, so that's okay. I'm glad for the break because it definitely makes me more excited to create for you today. And I found an idea that I want to try. Actually, two ideas because I don't know which one's going to work best. So I definitely. I want to try both and see which one comes out better. Now, I don't want my iPad to die in the middle. Oh, it looks like I was unprepared for live streaming today. My batteries are low in both accounts. Okay, so I want to try creating with this Distress watercolor cardstock. It's a new product that we're carrying. It's a Ranger product, just like our Distress inks, our Distress oxides. This watercolor paper is also by Ranger, but we are carrying it, so you can get it directly from me on my website. And it comes in a pack of 10 sheets, 8.5 by 11. And it's got a textured side and a smooth side. So I took a piece and, let me get some light in here. I took a piece and just cut it in quarters. Because I'm going to try two techniques. So here's the textured and here's the smooth side. So you can see the difference. I definitely want to use the textured side. I love texture on the cardstock. So I'm hoping it'll work for what I want to try. Okay, so let me see here. Hello, Mary. Hi, Lily. Hi, Karen. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. One of the techniques, and I pulled out the two reddish inks and the two greenish inks. On one, I want to try just brushing that ink straight onto the cardstock, blending it really well. And then on the other one, I want to try the smushing technique and see which background I like better. One's going to be a little bit smoother and one's definitely going to be more grungy. But I want to take that chance and see what I get. So let's start off with our candied apple. And so I'm just going to come in and give myself some color on the cardstock and let it blend out. And so I'm probably just going to use the candied apple and the mowed lawn for this technique, for this particular one, because I don't think I need that much color. We'll see. I'll see how the card is going. I'm just mixing the green. So maybe if I can try some of the other green. I think what's going to happen though is I'm going to end up not having any place for that abandoned coral. Let me get some paper towel. So remember in the summer when we tried that technique? Oh gosh, I should have thought about the name. Where we color the paper and then we cut it up in strips. That's basically what I want to do. And I want to see which one gives me the prettiest background. Or which one I like better. I think they'll both give me good backgrounds. I might just end up with two cards. I'll blend in some of this coral. I'm just gonna make a little bit of a brown gray there. So maybe I shouldn't put in too much. Okay. But, this is where we'll see how our paper reacts to the water. Because remember, this distress oxide is going to react. And it's going to make the paper, obviously, it bows a little bit, but it's not bowing the way regular cardstock bows. I'm just going to let that water sit on there a little bit. And I'm going to just dry it off so that it'll stop that oxidation. And you see we got all those splotches. Let's see. Hi, Christina. Hi, Janet. Thanks for joining me. So there, I've got some red and some different green going on, and I've got that oxidated effect. Okay, so that's fine. Let me go into the second technique I want to try. So I'm going to put my little, whatever you call them, sponge tips on the back on the back. Okay, and so what we're going to do here, I'm going to rub some candied apple and some abandoned coral and then some mowed lawn and what was this? Peeled paint. So hopefully you can see I've got these 4 little blocks here. And I'm gonna add some water. I don't exactly know how much to add, but plenty. And I'm just gonna run my finger through it. And then, see if this works. Oh, I need to wet my cardstock first so that it will take the ink. And I'm just gonna smush it down. Oh yeah, okay. Now, I'm gonna just clean up the rest of this. I should use it for another card but so that I don't waste that ink, but at the same time, I've already got more than I bargained for on this end, so I want to go ahead and heat set it so that I don't get too far, so I don't stray too far from what I expect to happen. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Let me dry it off. So when I put the paper towel on it to soak up all that extra water, it totally muted it and gave it that soft watercolor effect. I like that. That's nice and soft. Okay. And so I definitely have some different things going on here. And I don't know if I want to like darken this up. Maybe a little bit. I'm just experimenting. Don't freak out. This is where we learn. Okay, so I need to just smush that on and make that a little bit darker. And I'm going to dry it like that. I'm not going to take up the extra ink. I'm going to leave it all splotchy. I'm just adding a little more water. And my paper is really holding up very, very well. It's a super thick cardstock. Iwahori. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that name. I'm trying. Ikuko. Are you watching from Japan? I know we have some Japanese consultants. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's my two backgrounds. I'm really liking both of them. So I think we're gonna get some good backgrounds out of it. Because remember, I'm still going to do even more to these cards. I'm not going to use them just straight like that, although I could. That still wasn't the effect that I was going for. Okay, so I'm going to take this cardstock and I'm just going to cut it at 1/2-inch increments. And they're not going to go back in order. That's the whole point. They're going to be completely just randomized, turned backwards and forwards. Somewhere along the way, I did not cut straight. And that's not even going to matter. Okay. While I've got my paper cutter out, let's do both pieces. I'm going to do it backwards, just because it's curled that way. Hey, Mom. So I'm going to adhere them on just a thin sheet of copy paper. I'm assuming I have copy paper around here. Just so that I can get them together, because I still, believe it or not, I still want to cut them down with my stitched rectangle. So now, see, I can just alternate, flip them around. Probably should have cut them the other direction. Right, because I had all the red and then it was green. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to I was going to take a couple of our photo placeholders and basically just run some adhesive over it. And just put my pieces in. And they're not going to match, and that's part of what I want. I was obviously not as much red in this card piece. So I should get about 5.5 inches. Though it's obviously not very squared up. Okay, and let's run it through. So we should be able to get a very pretty background. And that'll be background 1. Hello, Miss Julie. Oh, my plates are so beat up. Just gonna run it through and run it back. It's a pretty thick, you know, piece that we're trying to cut through. So hopefully my die made it all the way through. Looks like it may not have. I'll try it a couple more times. Hey, Christy. That's okay. Better late than never. But there's not even a never because you can always watch the replay. There we go. So there's one background. Super nice and mosaic. Okay, let's set that aside and do the same thing with the second one. And I'm just gonna run several strips of adhesive. That way I don't have to worry about my card. Obviously, I do not cut very straight. But as long as the pieces are, you know, butted up against each other, it shouldn't matter. And so it's going to look like all this variation. So some parts are going to be super saturated with that red and that green, and some are going to have this brownish, yucky color, where I tried putting the abandoned coral over the green. Okay, there we go. That should give us enough to get through our machine. I need to clean out my die from all of that, from the last one. Whoa. I guess I'll be sweeping after this card making session. So let's just pull everything back in and put our card. This piece right here. Oh, okay. It's just the white from the cardstock coming through. Man, that took some muscle. I'm just gonna run it back and forth a few times. And only because it's so thick for the die to cut through. Normally, one pass, I don't want you thinking that our die cuts take a lot of muscle to get through. It's just since we have several layers of paper here and adhesive and all of that good stuff. I'm just cutting off that little bit that didn't want to trim. So there. Gorgeous. Super happy with those results. Very, very happy. And I'm really liking this watercolor paper. It's doing something for me. It's really, really nice. Okay, let's take some cards. And I don't know that I want to back it with anything because I really want that white to stand out. So you know what? So let's leave our backgrounds for right now. And just make sure that we don't need anything back there once we get our other pieces done. So I'm really, and I know this is an old stamp set, and I'm sorry about that. But we do have some stamp sets that have poinsettias. I just happen to like the shape of this one. So this is Wonder of the Season Sentiments, and it is an old stamp set. But this poinsettia is super, super pretty. Okay, so let me get that on the block. Now, I still have the other half of that sheet. And so I'm going to stamp a couple of these poinsettias. How much do I need, actually? I'm going to cut 3 inches. And I'm going to use, where is it? The Intense Black, because I'm going to do a little watercoloring with our Distress inks. And so I don't want it to bleed. And I'm really hoping that this gives me the intensity and the water fastness that I need. Okay, we will see. I'm going to set it, I guess. Okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know because I haven't tried this particular technique before. I'm going to bring back my all-purpose craft mat and just do a smush of candy apple and a smush of the mowed lawn. And I'm just going to just add a little water to them, obviously. I'm just going to color in my poinsettias to see what I get. I'm not sure. But I'm thinking I should be able to increase that intensity. Oh yeah. And of course, with the water, I should be able to carry that color out. Hopefully you can see. And it is on the textured side of the cardstock so that I can get some good texture. Such varied vocabulary. I really want the red. Let me clean that off. So it's just kind of working like watercolor. It's definitely being moved, but it's not running. Okay, let me take a different water brush for the green. Ugh, this one has black on it. Oh, I think I use this one for the black water brush. Let me get a different one. Eventually I'm going to run out of water brushes, right? That one has blue. Jeez. Jeez Louise. And then I think that's... Well, I guess my last bet is just to clean this one off. Okay, that'll work. I'll just coat it with the green. Because it wiped off all the red. I'll just put some darker up here and just carry it out. And hopefully that'll soak in. Am I even in frame? I'm sorry. Just kind of picking up that green. I might have a little bit too much water in my palette. Definitely have some different green here. Let me check. It looks good. I'm gonna try the peeled paint as well to give me a different green. I'm just gonna dry that up with my paper towel. Oof. It's kind of blending that in, taking from one to the other, because this one is watery again. Okay. And then I'll go back with the red and color this one back. So maybe we need a bit of a black. Oh, that one was way more intense than the rest of it. Maybe I can back those card panels with black cardstock for a little bit of a pop. And then we can heat emboss our sentiment with black, and that'll bring it out. Okay. I'm very happy with what I've got so far. Just gonna clean up my mess here. I'm just drying off any extra liquid. These are kind of pretty. Oh, awesome. Okay. Let's see here. I need some scissors so I can and cut these out. And I'm just going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. This particular stamp is an older stamp. It does not have thin cuts. So if you get a different set that does have thin cuts, that'll be nice. And you can avoid the fussy cutting. But it's pretty easy. I think I'm going to need some, not only that black background, but either a black circle for these to sit on, or even a hexagon. Give ourselves a little bit different shape. See, 'cause just like that, I don't think it's gonna give enough. I think that will give us a nice landing. And then definitely with a black embossed Merry Christmas, it should be right nice and neat what we want. I am not seeing any comments. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Julie. The watercolor. I bought the 8.5 by 11 10-pack sheet of distressed watercolor paper that we carry. It is a Ranger product. Just so it's made to work really well with our distress inks because they're from the same manufacturer. And I'm using the textured side versus, rather than the smooth side. So in addition to the perceived texture that we're getting, there's actual texture from the cardstock. So thanks for asking. Hi, Melissa. Okay. There we go. You know what? I got some metallic markers. What if we can add a little bit of metallic? I guess this one looks a little red. And this is the brush side, I guess, on the fine side. I'm just adding a little bit in there. I don't know that it'll show that much since really these metallic markers work best on dark paper. So I'm not gonna mess with that. I don't think that it's gonna give us or give me the look that I'm wanting. Maybe with the alcohol marker so we can get a little bit more color variation in there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's see, we need some black cardstock, and my black cardstock is, here it is. I do buy black cardstock, white daisy cardstock, and not French vanilla. Is it French? It's what's it called? White daisy and yeah, it is French vanilla. I buy it in bulk. Let's see. So this is 375 by 5. So I'm gonna go 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 because I just barely want show, but it does need to be there. Oh yeah. Oh, super duper happy with that. I like that. It's coming together very, very well. Okay. We're getting 2 cards tonight, and all before my pies are even ready. So, even bigger bonus. Now, I'm just looking to see if I might have another black circle in my little stash here. Because sometimes I cut out extra pieces of stuff. How big is this circle? 2.5. I'm going to cheat and use a punch for this, just so that I don't have to look for my thin cut. Sorry, don't tell. Okay, so there we've got those 2 pieces, and so the only thing left to do is emboss on a little white strip. Here's my white paper, and for my Merry Christmas, I'm using the seasonal borders, and I'm just going to use that really pretty script right there. So the other day, when was it? Sunday night, I issued a challenge for you to send out Christmas cards, 5 Christmas cards this week. If you've done your challenge, please let me know. If you have not completed your challenge, I hope that you will. If you don't have cards to send and you live locally, maybe even not too local, and if if I have to mail them to you, let me know and I'll send you 5 cards so that you can mail out. I'm going to do it 2 times because, of course, obviously I need 2 sentiments. And then, let's see. Where is my paper? Okay. I'm just going to emboss that with some black so that it'll really stand out. But I got it from my black powder. I do like putting 2 coats, doesn't hurt anything. Okay, now let's just heat set that. Looks good, looks nice and sharp. Let's okay, let's start adhering some of this. That looks so good on the black. And then it just like really pops with that, with the white. Okay, for this I need to add some foam tape. I'm gonna show y'all what I did, if I can find it. So I bought foam tape. It's the size of my steering wheel. I shall never go tapeless again. I'm not supposed to be encouraging other sales other places, but tell you what, that backing though is pretty good. But you know what? Sometimes there's stuff you can get elsewhere, and then there's stuff that you can only get from me, and I hope those things that you can only get from me, that you will. That was too big. Okay, before I put that on though, I want to cut my sentiment so that I can add it right where I need it. So let's get this card built up. Oh, don't worry, we will add bling. I am not done with this card yet. Hope y'all are ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Like I said, I've got pies in the oven. So I'm kind of like racing against the clock. Don't waste it, right? Don't waste it. Okay. I'm not liking how that, my goodness, my words are not working. I'm not liking how that marker came out. I'm just gonna make a little splotch of ink and recolor this. Kind of get rid of those markers. That marker mark. But I do like the watercolor look. Okay. I'm just gonna let that dry. I'll clean that so that I don't get any on me. And then everywhere else. trim these down. I'm going to give them a little dovetail. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'll definitely cut that short. And I'll put this down lower. So that that doesn't cover. Okay. I'm gonna need a little bit of foam tape. Oh, and some, well, I guess that's enough adhesive to hold it, actually. Do they look good? Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to pull them out?
It's up to you.
If I didn't beat the clock on this one, guys. My pies are ready. Perfect. I'll do that. Did I put too much foam tape? Yes, I did. Is it gonna affect the card? No, it won't. And I still have 2 more pies to put in the oven tonight. Not including... No, I'm not doing a pumpkin pie. That's just gross. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe I will use, well, I guess the gold stickles will do. I've got to really get those done. I've used up this bottle. There we go. One, 2, 3. Hold on, I will show you. So, I want to trim this one down a little bit further. So that it's super close. Oh, I need it super close on the other side too. That's too close. Okay. I'm going to cut that part off too so that my dovetail isn't quite as long. And right about there, right? So. Oh, now it's too fat. Okay. Save it for later and find a narrower tape, which I just happen to have. It said I ran out of my close to my heart tape, and so I had to find something else. I can still add that in like that. Okay. Apparently, though, I cannot get this red tape off, or the backing. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to put it the same way so that that little corner covers up. Hold on. Let's try the gold ribbon, the gold thread trick. Just a little bit of gold back there. I do want it on the other one as well. Let me find the end of that. It's a lot of thread on this little packet, so I'm not afraid to use a lot of it. And let me see though if I can get that underneath. Oh my gosh, this tape is really, really good. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna have to get a little bit of the washi. To do our little holding trick. And that'll hold it. And then let's see how far we can get underneath here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's clean off the area so that you can see without distraction. How could we forget? How could we forget our shimmer brush? I'm just painting that shimmer brush onto, well, I guess I'm gonna do the whole poinsettia actually. So that it all shines. It's also moving the ink a little bit, so if you do this, just be aware that you could start reactivating all the ink. But just, you know, if you do it quickly, I guess. How about that? Hi, Dora. Hello, Erin. I know, Lily, the black just really kind of sets it off and grounds it. There's that one. You can see it all shiny. I know. I guess I set it a little down so that you can see the focus. But there's the little berries in the middle will be that gold glitter. I think I really like how both backgrounds came out. The smooshy one is definitely brighter. But I'm not opposed to the blended one either. That's nice and soft. So I think if I would have just done a different job there, instead of overlapping that pink and that green, I would have had better colors like that. That's okay. That's, you know, just a little bit of different coloring in there for us. So I think I really like them both, though. They came out better than what I expected. I wasn't sure what to expect. So the background, though, really, really is a nice technique, especially, you know what, if you have those splattered backgrounds or things that you want to try, and then you can, I think cutting them up and then rearranging them, it takes out whatever imperfections there may have been. So definitely like the black, and I think it came together pretty well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm off to the kitchen. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Remember, if you haven't sent off your 5 cards for this week, let me know if you need cards, and I'll be glad to send you some so you can send out. If you've sent your cards, let me know so that you can be entered to win a prize. If you've created anything, let me know so I can post that. And other than that, have a great night, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. Bye-bye.